Present your offering to the Lord. Our offering is accepted. What is going to happen to her? Emma? Mom, I'm not feeling good. Grace, how is everything? Emma, she's become of age. That's great news. You have to bring her to the church. She has to be blessed. She has to be sanctified. Abigail, you know I've always kept myself away from all this. Yes, you've never understood its importance. But Grace, if you don't give your daughter to the Lord, then you know who will claim on her. Abigail, don't tell me all this. You know I don't believe in it. Grace. She belongs to a conservative and religious family in a rural small town of France. Her family and forefathers were part of an independent church, which is often under question by people and other denominations for strange rituals and beliefs. Time and again, members of the church offered one of their daughters to dedicate their life for the Lord. It was when Grace was 8 and her elder sister Abigail was 12. She was chosen to be a priestess at the church. But Grace herself has never truly had faith in her family's belief. Once she grew older, she attended college in the city. And the more she became educated, the more she became skeptic and chose to distance herself from her family. Grace got married and had a daughter, Emma, and life was going fine. But now and then, she and Abigail would keep in touch. Abigail has always tried to convince Grace towards the faith, but she has been unsuccessful. The next 3 days, Emma was bound to bed with a high fever. Grace tried everything to ease her pain, but nothing worked. Until eventually, it subsided on its own. But Emma has been behaving oddly different. She hasn't eaten much. She hasn't been out and always stays in her room. Emma, how are you feeling? I'm fine. The weather is so nice out. Why don't you go out with your friends? I don't want to. What do you mean you don't want to? I heard there's a carnival in town. Why don't you go? Trying to get Emma back to her usual self, Grace rather forced her to go out that evening. She hoped a little time out with her friends would do good. Mom, I want that gun. We have to win the game for that prize, Jamie. Let me try. Ed, where's the stroller? What? It was right here. I just now saw a girl walk off with the stroller. What? Which way did she go? There. There. There's the stroller. Ed, our child. Hey, get away from my child. Who was that? Where did you go? We were searching all over for you. I was hungry. I was hungry. Emma, how was the carnival? It was all right. Didn't you win any prizes? You always bring home something. Can I be alone for a while? Grace was bewildered seeing Emma quietly stay in her room. It was so unlike her. She was having small meals now and then, but Emma's condition only seemed to become more strange. Grace would find her up all night, simply sitting in her room. When a few days passed by like this, Grace decided to send Emma back to school, and even spoke to her teachers to keep an eye out for her. Emma, we're going to the ice cream parlor. You want to come? No. Is everything all right? What has happened with you? Did anything happen at home? Nothing. Everything is fine. Hey, beautiful. Come on, let's give you girls a ride. Yeah, like we'd ride with a loser like you. Come on, let's get out of here. What? You want to come with us? She went with them? What has happened with her? When Emma didn't arrive home on time, Grace started to panic. She called up her friends immediately. Kelly, where's Emma? She hasn't come home yet? No. She was with us when some guys offered us a lift. We didn't go, but Emma left with them. What? Why didn't you call me immediately? We didn't know what to do, Mrs. Anderson. Hearing what happened, Grace was about to get her car keys to go out searching for her daughter. when suddenly there was a knock on the door. Grace hurried to open to see Emma. "Emma, where were you? Where did you go? Are you all right?" "Nowhere." Grace was bewildered, seeing Emma walk inside without another word, without any explanation. She stared at her daughter, dress stained in mud. What made her heart go numb was seeing the bloodstains. But Grace didn't ask her anything more. She was just relieved her daughter was back home. But now, Grace had only one fear on her mind. What was happening with her daughter? Something wasn't right. The next evening, as usual, Emma was sitting in her room. Grace was cooking in the kitchen when the news caught her attention. Three bodies of young men were found in devastating conditions near the forest by the mountain. Police are investigating but are unable to figure who did this to them and how. What kind of animal could have done this to them? We're not aware of any creature of this nature. There is simply no explanation. Hearing the news, Grace remembered yesterday. She immediately called Emma's friend again. "Kelly? Mrs. Anderson, is everything all right? Have you seen the news about the boys found dead by the woods?" "Yes, Mrs. Anderson, it's so strange. Were those the boys Emma left with that day?" "Yes, it was them." How can this be? What really happened? Was it Emma? Not knowing what to do, who to talk with, Grace called Abigail and told her everything that happened. Why is this happening with her? I warned you, Grace, but you've never listened to me. An evil presence is on her. She must be exorcised. Abigail took leave from the convent for a few days and arrived at Grace's place the following night. "I'll help you out." "Bless you, child." "Where is she?" "She's in her room." Arriving at Grace's house, Abigail went straight to Emma's room and knocked on the door. But neither did she open, nor did she reply. So Abigail slowly opened the door herself. Emma was sitting on her bed. "How are you, child?" "I'm fine. What are you doing here? You never come to our house." "I'm here to help you, child." "I don't need your help." "Emma, have you ever read The Good Book?" "No, don't come near me." "Abigail, why is she afraid of you?" "Grace, she's not afraid of me. Can't you see what she's afraid of?" "Go away." Grace was a bit surprised seeing Emma speak rudely to Abigail. Abigail took out a vial from her bag. "This water is holy. Best of men have been praying over it. Evil cannot bear its touch." As Abigail opened the vial, Emma suddenly became enraged and jumped off the bed. "Get out of my room." Grace tried to speak with her. "Sweetheart, your aunt is only here to help you." But that's when Emma spoke in a voice Grace had never heard before.
"Get out of my room."
Abigail immediately yelled at Grace. "We have to tie her down before." As Emma tried to run out of the room, pushing the women down, they grasped onto her and tied her hands to the bed. Abigail began chanting her prayers, but just as she was to sprinkle the water, Emma calmed down. She began to tear up. "Aunt, no, Aunt, please, let me go. It's hurting. Don't do this to me." "Emma?" "No, don't listen to her." Abigail threw the holy water onto Emma. "May this evil spirit be banished." Abigail continued to chant until finally Emma relaxed. She is free. But just as Abigail went close to her, she felt shocked as Emma suddenly began to laugh.
"Does your sister know what you did, Abigail?"
Abigail froze as the demon began speaking directly to her.
"That day, when your sister refused to give your daughter for the church, you summoned me to take your revenge."
Abigail, what is she saying?
"All your life, you were jealous of her, weren't you? And that day, when you were chosen to dedicate your life to the church, while she was set free to live her life, you regretted it so much."
Shut up. How could you betray me? We have a bind.
"I'm a demon, dear. I'm why."
I'm going to burn you. As Abigail was about to strike Emma, Grace hurried to stop her. But before she could do anything, the demon threw Abigail.
"You cannot do anything to me."
Grace watched in horror. This can't be. Her own sister, who everyone knew as a holy woman, respected and honored her, had hexed her daughter with a demon? Please, leave my daughter.
Your daughter is long gone.
As Emma came towards her, Grace suddenly realized something. She understood. If there is an evil force like this, there has to be a higher power, a source of good, that must have obstructed this kind of evil from the world. Or else, the world would have belonged to evil. Everyone would have been demon-possessed. Grace began to pray, "Lord of all existing, the ever-existing, the source of all life, good and evil, I surrender myself to you. Please save my daughter." As Grace was praying and begging, to the Lord of the world. Something incredible happened.
No. No.
As Emma fell unconscious, Grace rushed to hold her daughter. Emma! Emma! Oh, thank the Lord, you're fine. Although Grace was never convinced by the faith and religion of her family, she was never faithless. As she educated herself, she became more skeptic, but deep down inside, she could never deny there has to be a source of life. As life cannot come to existence by itself or from the non-living. Life must have come from an ever-existing, ever-living, the source of all life. And tonight, finally, Grace surrendered herself to the ever-existing, the ever-living Lord of life. Mom, you prayed? I've been a fool. I surrendered to the Lord after I witnessed evil, and all this time, I questioned his existence, even after comprehending the astonishing existence of life.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.